Sunday morning, Katrina had built into a dangerous Category 5 hurricane barreling towards New Orleans.
Katrina seems destined to be the most costly natural disaster in American history.
This is the lobby. This was the lobby. Right on the coast. We got a big storm surge coming on now. These roads are going to be...
Hurricane Katrina hit the coast of New Orleans on August 29, 2005, after several warnings and mandatory evacuations were issued for the residents of the city. 200,000 residents remained in the city while the storm hit, many of which lived in the projects, characterized by their extreme levels of poverty. People stayed through the worst of conditions, for hope and expectations that the storm would just pass, for complications involving poverty, and for the obstacle of nowhere to stay outside their homes. A number who did not evacuate were also in fear of not being able to get their drugs elsewhere.
It wasn't really going through people's minds that we was in trouble like that. We partied till 3 in the morning. People in New Orleans, we used to look past storms because once they come and go, we could go back to normal one day.
If you smoked and you sold, you was in the project that day. I was getting my drugs so it could hold me. But we wasn't so much worried about the flood. All we was panicking on was trying to get our drugs before we could get out of the city. You know, that's what I was focused on.
I felt as safe as I was living these projects.
Yeah, we smoked and shot up dope in the Superdome. We didn't want to return home. We knew it was going to come back to no home.
Many residents returned to just that, no home. An impoverished city was left in even worse conditions. There was over $108 billion in damage, and the illicit drug market was quickly getting back in full swing. Katrina brought about greater awareness to these issues and could quite possibly be viewed as an attempt to bring drastic change. There are too many people in our society today living below the poverty line, and contrary to popular belief, not just all of them are out-of-work welfare mothers, but rather parents who prioritize caring for their children, are committed to low-wage jobs, or didn't have the education for anything with higher wages. Drugs don't only cause harm to an individual's health, but also to their decision-making, the level of crime in the country, and for economic reasons.
When I got here right after Katrina, it was crazy. There's desolate, no cops.
The low socioeconomic status of individuals correlates with both drug use and poor housing. Change needs to be made in regards to evacuation availability for the poor, improvements in preventative measures, disaster funding, and police enforcement to prevent the barbaric looting, crime, and drug use during such disasters. Change needs to happen, and it needs to start now.